Hey guys, thank you for checking out Bucked Up. Just before we start, I would love if you'd hit the subscribe button, like, share the video. We have new episodes coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And starting in the new year, check out Wrapped Up exclusively on Vivo. This episode is sponsored by Exotic Roots Hydro, which I have to give a huge shout out to. They are a huge supporter of the podcast, and I'm really happy to be working with them. If you're ever in Rochester, New York, and you need to learn about any of your hydroponic needs, go to their shop. You can follow them at Exotic Roots Hydro on Instagram. Shout out their whole team. They have an amazing venue space. They're going to be putting on tons of events. Just make sure to follow Exotic Roots Hydro on Instagram. And if you're ever in Rochester, definitely stop by. Let's get back into it.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
That's the reason I said that, is because at that event we were at, there was no smoke. So I was like,
because there was a no smoking building.
okay, I understand. Because
Yeah.
I pull up everywhere like
Blow
it's a
us
smoking
down.
video,
Hell yeah.
smoking building.
Bro, I would have turned it to a smoking building, but they're my peoples, man. So I ain't want to get disrespectful with it, man. But we big time heavy smokers. Shout out to High Tolerance, man. Shout out to Rose, all his strains, big time.
You can't smoke in a clothing store because like
like weed and shit. They don't even be smoking tree. We can't do it.
I'll get merch packs in the mail and it smells like weed. It's like, I know what you were doing while you were packing this shit up.
That's how we packing this shit, my shit up. As soon as you open it up, it's gonna hit you like boof.
I get high before I go to the gym, but I had to work out
Me
today
too.
just for you. Like, not just for you, but I couldn't not work out when I was coming to meet with you.
Hey, nah, you couldn't, because no bullshit. That's a big part of who I am, man. My everyday thing, like the workout, that keep my mind right. And it's so crazy because I thought I was the only one that get high before a workout.
Not many people do. People look at me crazy.
Me
when I
too,
do
bro.
that
That's why
shit.
when you said it to me, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, because every time
Yeah, but you're in way
high?
better shape than me.
Yo, bro, I've been at it for years, man. That's
All right.
why it started, somewhere, and then I just stayed at it.
Why'd
Feel
you
me?
get? Why'd you like? Because that is like a decision you got to make in your life,
Absolutely.
like to be healthy.
You know, it's the health, man, but it's really the girls. You know what I mean? It's really like, I'm trying to get on my Tupac LL shit. You feel me? I gotta be one of the guys on stage, shirt off.
Yeah, you don't want
DMX.
Biggie's bitches.
Nah, shouts out. But me personally, man, I just try to keep it there, what I mean?
No,
Keep it
for
in shape,
real.
bro. Feel me? Definitely keeping in shape, man.
Nah, I hate that because I was like on the road and I was eating all unhealthy and shit. And then I just feel like my mind's not at it and I'm not like working as well. So I wasn't sure if it was like you keep your mind right, you keep your body right type shit.
Absolutely. I feel like they go together because, my mind be playing tricks on me sometime, man. And, the hardest part about the gym is getting there. So like my mind be like, nah, bro, you already went to the gym 4 times this week. You don't need to go today.
Yeah.
Man, you got a headache. You ain't smoked. You ain't ate. And you know what I have to tell my mind? Fuck you, right?
Yeah.
We getting in this gym today, man. You know what I mean? Because I tell everybody, you plant the seeds in the wintertime. So when the summertime come, you in full bloom. That's how I feel like right now is the time to go hard for everybody. If you stick to your shit, because think about it. Most people go to the gym, they have a resolution in January, and by February, it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's really mental, man. You just really got to stick with it, bro. And you know what I mean? My thing is, like, I do it definitely for health first, but the ladies second. When I'm on stage, I'm in full splendor, bust it out.
I don't think anyone's gonna cheer if I do stand up with my shirt off. I'm gonna walk the crowd.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, they got, it's chicks out here. They love the hustler gut. That's
They
a
do
thing now.
yeah.
The hustler gut.
The teddy bear
I said,
shit.
God damn, I did all this shit in the gym. I'm a hustler too. goddamn, but they talking about the hustler gut. That mean it ain't nothing. This shit don't mean you a hustler no more. You gotta have a gut with it. That mean you eating.
Yeah, it's like
So you
that
might
old
be winning,
Kings
bro.
James shit. When you're out Kings when they were fat, that means they were rich and shit.
Yeah, I tell everybody, back in the day, right? The Kings, they didn't live long. You know what I mean? Because that's my thing, BB King, man. You know what I mean? But Kings back in the day, they didn't live long. Actually, the ones that they considered peasants and under them lived longer because, as a king, you have a fucking pig on the table with the apple in the mouth, a whole baby calf up there, 5 chickens, 3 turkeys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can eat whatever you want. So it's like, now it's like food, man. Food could kill you faster than a bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's for real.
Well, I think about that like longevity wise. Like, would I rather like deal with my health now? Like, that's why I started like running. Like, I started running, go like heavy. Like, I try to run like probably 3 to 5 miles, 4 to 5 times a week.
That's good, bro. That's good, bro, because what they say. I always tell my people, man, that I love, you know what I'm saying? Don't wait until the doctor tell you, because by then it might be too late. You know what I'm saying?
And I get sad for people when I want to be like, the longevity of it. Like, I know that you're going to have to deal with it it's like anything. It's like, if you don't deal with it right now, then you're going to have to deal with the consequences later.
Absolutely. And I agree. And one thing about me, you know what I'm saying? Well, I started thinking the thing that really touched me, I'm like, you got to be around for the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to watch your health and what you eat, man. You got to be here for the kids. So that's what really drove me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying I'm not perfect. I still fuck up, but it's all about the balance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have a balance with this food shit, man, because, I tell my boys like, yo, Wendy's the ops, McDonald's the ops, KFC the ops. Because it's for real, man. Like I said,
it's easy because when you get hungry, the first thing you want is like, what's the quickest thing I can get?
That's why they call it fast food. You get it fast. You know what I'm saying? But anything fast ain't good except for this fast life, baby. What side? I'm on the wrong side. Where we go right there. Except for that fast life, baby. Anything fast ain't good for you.
No, but I feel that. Like, do you feel like you have to when shit starts? Because you've been grinding and working for a long ass time. Yes, and I'm really happy for everything that's going on with you, for real.
Thank you, brother.
But it's hard to then balance everything for longevity. Like, how much time am I going to put into this? How much time am I going to put into this? Like, whether it be family, friends, mental health, physical health, work, like promoting that work, like
definitely
social media. Like, you do social media crazy.
I do.
You do it like Jay and I talk about it all the time. We really love how you do your shit.
Thank you, bro. Because sometimes people, for me, I feel like quality over quantity, right? So, I'm not the guy that's posting every day, but, every time we post, you know what I'm saying, we're going to make it a spectacle. And, like one thing about me is like, I love the internet, you know what I'm saying? For me, it's like the gift and the curse with the net, you know what I mean? So, you just got to be involved with everything. You definitely have to be, you know what I'm saying, making moves on the internet and posting. And, algorithm is important.
Do you run that shit yourself?
Absolutely.
All right.
I got other people that do things certain days, but, on a day-to-day basis, we hands-on, boots on the ground.
I have to use social media to grow the shit, but I like the idea of just having a flip phone and living life. Like,
yeah. I mean, actually, you doing your thing, man. I see you moving, man. The podcast is growing. And my thing is why I wanted to be a part of it, because I see this being big. I see the potential in it already.
That means a lot. And for when you invited me to that event that we did with like all the Boston, Massachusetts.
Tastemakers. Yeah, the top.
It showed the love that you have for the state, not just the city, but the state of Massachusetts. And like, I appreciate that. It's funny that Struggle Mike from Buffalo brought us together, but like,
it is crazy. And I love Massachusetts. I love New England. I love the culture. I love everything about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing me and my brother long live my brother Rock Ducati, we stood for. We stood for making New England look good, not just Boston because it's bigger than just Boston. We really set out on making New England look good. And still to this day, man, that's what I'm here for, man, just to make us look good. Same thing you doing.
You think it's starting to happen more? Like, I feel like a lot of shit's really like.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for 2022 because I feel like this year was one of our best years as a city, you know, with everybody that's out here. You know what I mean? I feel like we got one of the best teams on the court right now to win a championship.
I'm going to nod like I know about sports, but yeah. I got too much time doing my shows. I don't.
Yo, bro, no real language. You know what I'm saying? I love sports, but like, I'm not the guy watching it every day, but I know what's going on because I'm like you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like an after halftime guy.
Yeah.
I like the third and fourth quarter because I like action. You know what I'm saying? So like the first and second, you know what I mean? I kind of get bored.
How long have you been grinding nonstop is such like, but like, how long have you been like on this grind that you're on right now? How many years?
Sheesh. Man. Honestly, man, I just feel like I've been doing this shit since I was a kid, man. You know what I mean? Literally. Like, you know, I was doing rap before it got the cool thing for everybody to do. You know, I say, man, I probably been pushing this shit, man, almost like going on 2 decades now. Literally. Like, you know, professionally, I'll say been over, you know what I'm saying, about good 15 years, 14, 15 years professionally. But, you know, overall grinding, like doing talent shows, you know what I mean, rapping on the block, going to different cities, rapping with the best rappers from they hood. Man, I've been doing this shit for like 20 years, like literally, you know what I'm saying, since I was a kid. And, you know, sometimes I think like, you know, I'm a young OG, so people get it confused because I've been doing it so long since I was a kid. You know, I tell people, if you go take a look at the Smoke Did It video, you know what I mean? We was like a little fucking, like one of these Bow Wow or one of these guys, like, you know what I mean? Soldier Boy, we swimming in the clothes, you know what I'm saying? You take a look at the old video, like, you know what I mean? I was a teenager back then when I first got signed to Sony. So, you know, I just, one thing about me, I just stayed planted by the water, you know what I'm saying? And I just never let nothing sway me. And I just stuck to my guns, man. And you know what I'm saying? We here now.
Damn. That's a long ass time to keep going.
Yeah, but you know what it is?
People don't think you got to do that.
Nah, because, you know, I heard someone say, man, overnight success is 20 years. And I agree. You know, one thing about me, like, you know, it started off with me, you know what I'm saying, with my friends, RIP, my dog G-Set, my man Nasty. We used to be in the crib, you know what I mean? And I just remember, you know, it was my man Nas' birthday, actually.
Over.
So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You know, we used to sit in the crib and listen, you know, I used to just rap off the instrumentals and have songs like that before I ever stepped into a booth in the studio. And what we used to do is, like, you know, we used to have the chicks come over, right? They used to be like, man, yo, Smee, put that on, yo, rap that joint you did on that beat, you know what I mean, the other day. And that was my reaction. That was my crowd. Like, my friends, my brother, they was my first fans. You know what I'm saying? They let me know, like, what I was doing. I was in the right lane and I was doing the right thing.
Were you showing people it, or were you like sly with it before that?
Nah, man. You know, I knew since I remember I was in like the 7th or 8th grade, and I remember a kid came to school with like a little demo tape. And when he played it for everybody, I was seeing like the clout that he got off that shit and how people was reacting to it. It made me like, damn, I always wanted to do that. Let me try and see if I could do it. And you know what I mean? And when I went home, it took me like, you know what I'm saying, a day or two. I ended up writing a rap. You know what I'm saying? I remember because I was asking a few of the big homies like, man, yo, can you ghost me something? Because I didn't think I could do it at first. So after they they fronted on me a few times, I went and tried it out myself. And when I memorized it, I went back to school. I spit that shit for my classmates. They ain't believe it was me. They ain't believe I wrote that shit. They thought I got it from somewhere else. So ever since that day, I knew I had something. And ever since then, you know, it was always somebody that could dribble better than me, that could jump higher than me, could catch better than me, run faster than me. But when it came to this rap shit, nobody couldn't fuck with me. And that's when I knew I had something.
What kept you going? Like,
the love, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell anybody, the rap was my first girlfriend. I was rapping before I got a piece of pussy. I'm going to keep it real. Like, you know, I was a virgin rapping.
nah, that's some real shit. I told.
Yeah. Like, so that's what I'm saying. It's a love. That was like my first girlfriend.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a love. It's deeper than rap. You know what I'm saying? No point intended, but it's deeper than rap. I've been doing this shit, you know what I'm saying, for so long. It's a love. And like, I done been through so much shit that the average person would have gave up by now. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because you did it your whole life. So you're living a
Absolutely.
full-ass life while you're still pushing at, like,
Definitely.
the craft.
Definitely. So, you know, and then another thing for the love for me is making my city look good. And I was born to be one of the breadwinners for Boston, New England. You know what I mean? Like, I knew since a kid that was my calling. So that's another thing that drive me to prove to motherfuckers that this Boston rap shit here to stay. You feel me?
Yeah. When you wrote that rap, like, looking back, do you see where you're at now, or is this a completely different path then?
Man, since, you know, back then, I never, you know, I kind of did. No cap whatsoever. Like, after that first rap, I just knew I was destined for greatness in the city of Boston. You know what I mean? Like, that was just, I just felt it was my calling from God. Like, he put me on this earth to represent this shit to the fullest and take it to the next level. So at a very young age, man, I knew this was what I wanted to do.
You think you were given that, or do you think you found it?
I was blessed with it. I was adorned with it, you know, by the creator of all things. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell people all the time, you know what I'm saying? A talent, you could work at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the 10,000 hour thing. You know what I mean? You put in 10,000 hours on something, you're destined to be great. But a gift is something from God. And I feel like I got a gift. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm not writing raps every day. You know what I mean? I write it when I feel it, when it come to me. It's like a feeling, like, you know what I'm saying? It's something divine. It's like when motherfuckers, you know, not to say, you know, when somebody be in church and they get the Holy Ghost, right? It's like the same thing for me. You know what I mean? I get the Holy Ghost when it comes to this music, and it just like, it just comes to me naturally. It's not like a forced thing. Like I said, ever since I was a kid, I've been able to do this shit naturally and compete on a high level. But I tell people all the time, coming from Boston, it's like the Boston Marathon. It's not a sprint. You feel me? So my path compared to somebody else from another major city is 3 times that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
And that's what's, I got chills when you say that, because that's how I describe, like, my jokes. Like, I don't know why this took off the way it did, other than just like, God, like, I don't, however you take that word, people listening, I don't want people to get all weird, but it's like, I think the universe, I was like given this, and I think that's what shows me my passion and my drive. And people, I went to speak at my college, Wheaton, a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
And this student, shout out Onyx, asked, like, do you think you can do this because you're you, or do you think anyone can do this?
Good question.
and it took me aback. And I think I lied in the moment and said anyone could do it. But I think you have to have that feeling where it's like, this is the reason that the universe put me here. Like, if you don't have that feeling with it, then you're not on that path.
Yeah, or you're eventually going to give up. It's just like the thing like we was talking about the gym. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the bodybuilders and the guys with the nice bodies are the one that stick with it. It's the same thing with the music. It's the same thing with anything that you do. You have to put in the reps. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the energy. You know what I'm saying? You got to take your wins with your losses. It's like a season. It's like a season playing basketball or baseball. You're going to have wins and losses, but the ultimate goal is to win the championship. And that's where we at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the playoffs for me right now, baby. You know what I mean? Same thing with you, man. We pushing. And, you know, just I see how far I came to be able to, you know, us to be in a great establishment like this, like Sneaker Junkies, and to be able to do an interview, because this is a spot where, you know, personally, you know, I come through and I buy gear here. You know what I'm saying? I'm heavy in here. So it's definitely crazy to see me going from shopping in here to doing an interview in here. So that's big for me.
It's crazy for me to be here. I was driving into the city, not like, who the fuck am I? But like, I'm 24 years old. Like, I get scared that I'm going to get knocked off my path. Like, I get scared that like, what's going to, like, I get worried. Like, that's why I love talking to you. And I want to hear this, because it's like, I need advice so I won't. Like, what's going to keep my head sane? Because like, I'm honored to be here. Like, this shit just kind of, fuck, I outworked anyone. Like, I don't want it to, I work hard. Like, that's not it, but it's like, it's scary, you know?
Hard work gonna outweigh talent any day, brother. Any day.
Talent's the foot in the door. You got to work hard after that.
And even then, I tell anybody, if you look at all the great moguls in the game, you know, the guys that's billionaires, the guys that's, you know, 100 millionaires, you know, a majority of them don't rap. You look at the Diddies, you know, he rap when he want to. You look at the Babies. You look at the guys that's really, you know what I'm saying, that been in this for a long time doing it. Of course, you got the Rosses, the Jay-Z's that do rap and do it great on both levels. But a lot of these guys, they're not rappers. So that tell you right there, man, you know what I'm saying? Business is number one. In this game, business is, I say 99.9% of this shit, because you really don't have to be super talented. It got to be your work ethic. And, you know, one thing I go off, I tell people all the time, you can have the talent of a Bugatti, right? And somebody got the talent of a motherfucking 95 Buick. But, you know, for me, I look at drive as like the gasoline in your tank. So that Bugatti could be on empty. But if that Buick, that 95 Buick tank full, they going to get to the destination before the Bugatti do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about, man, your work ethic, your grind, and you know what I'm saying, what you willing to sacrifice, what you willing to put in for this game. You know what I'm saying? Because the game going to give you what you put in. It ain't going to give you none less.
What was your biggest sacrifice?
Shit. I feel like the time away from my family, you know what I'm saying? Pushing this music shit. I feel like that's the biggest sacrifice for anybody in this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely.
You said that rap was your like first love. I feel that. Like, I feel like in the end, my art, like comedy has to be like the love of my life if I'm never going to give up. Like that's such a whatever. Like my art has to be the love of my life, but that's a scary thing, especially to admit or to tell people, you know, because if people don't feel that, they might not understand.
Definitely. I mean, with this shit, it's valleys and peaks where, you know, your comedy career is going to be valleys and peaks, and there's going to be people that tell you you're not doing the right thing. But, you know, one thing about that shit, you got to keep the horse blinds on your eyes. If you ever see a horse in a race, you know what I mean? They got the horse blinds on so it don't distract them from the goal. The goal is to win the race. So all that shit that's going on the side of them, You know, the horse blinds keep them away from that, and they stay focused on the goal. And that's what I feel like you got to have them horse blinds on, bro, because they're going to try to knock you off your pivot. You know what I'm saying? But if this is what you really want to do, this your dream, you got to stick to your guns, man.
Yeah, you just gotta be a little tank, just fucking rolling through everything, never stop.
Absolutely. Like, now you got to be the, what was that shit? What was that? The little boat that can?
The little engine that
The
could.
little engine that can. There we go.
Nah, but it is the marathon. It is the long, and the first thing you said was business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that like I want to shout out Jay for, is like teaching me like you got to build longevity of like, yeah, your art's cool, but like you got to build business around that to keep you going. A lot of people fall off because they don't have the things back in them. Like,
and that's, that's why, I got great guys around me like Brandon, you know what I'm saying? Because he keep me in that zone. Sometimes I won't wild out, and you know what I mean? I just call him and we have a good conversation. And by the end of the conversation, we back on the right playing field.
Because as an artist, you are crazy. Like, I want to party. Like, I want to go crazy sometimes. I enjoy the crazy life, You
got to have people, you know what I'm saying, that you trust, you know what I mean, that you could talk to like that, and that could be real with you and tell you things like that. Because this shit is business, no matter what, you know what I mean? Everybody they want to get in the game for the glamour and the glitz, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this shit's a business. It's called the music business. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's called the rap game, but at the end of the day, this shit a business, man. And if you don't have a business mind, eventually you're going to lose.
Do you feel like that was the turning point? Like getting the business mindset?
For me, my business mind sat in with being an artist coming in this game so young that my parents had to sign my contract. You feel me?
Damn.
So when I came in this game, I was fucking with a few different people. I was signed to a few different people, coming up as a youngster, you know what I mean? I was a young kid, but I always had that business mind. So I will always see the trap stars, you feel me? I remember, you know what I mean? Like my dog, I just got off the phone with him, you know what I'm saying? His older sister, her boyfriend at the time, we used to live on a hill, and that nigga used to come by with the motherfucking, the midnight blue beamer. You know what I'm saying? Stunting. You feel me? And every time he rolled by me, the light bulb would just pop over my head like, that nigga got money. We need to convince him to put this money up for this rap shit. You know what I mean? And I was a young kid with that mind. And I finally convinced him to put up the money, and that's how I put out my first CD. And then after that, you know what I mean, the levels just moved up. And then I met somebody else that was heavily in the game, you feel me, to invest into my career. But what I learned was when they took their losses, I took a loss, you feel me? So when they felt like, damn, I don't want to do this shit no more for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? And the reason had to be warranted, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, as a kid, you don't understand that shit. So it's like, after a few heartbreaks and, guys basically tapping out on me, you know what I mean, a few times. And then the next guy that I got, he ended up getting, arrested by the feds when I was on Sony. So that kind of fucked up my deal a little bit because he was the one that was the head of the business at the time. You feel me? Yeah. I was just being a rapper. So after those times, man, and I found myself like searching, like trying to find a way, like lost without no navigation, I said, you know what? That's when Life for Life was born. Because I remember the day me and my brother, we was like, yo, we ain't letting this shit go down like that no more. You know what I'm saying? And when I think about that shit, it really touched my heart because I just remember that day we was like, yo, we gonna get out here, grind, put up our own money, and this shit us. Fuck it. We lose, we gonna lose on our own recognizance. And ever since then, man, you know what I'm saying? I've been the CEO, I've been the artist, I've been the president, you know what I mean? and everything on my label, man. I, you know what I'm saying, up until recently, till I partnered up with Maybach Music
Salute
with the
for
boss.
that. For real.
Definitely.
That's crazy. And he's like, going back when I was 16 years old, shit, my dad would take me to like Rick Ross concerts, and I have pictures with him when I was 16. Like my dad loves him like crazy.
Your pop's the man.
But he's a business mindset. Like he's the longevity in it. Like that's why I love you guys partnering, because I feel like it's the same mindset.
Definitely. And you know, Rose is the GOAT with that. You know what I'm saying? As far as establishing businesses, you know what I'm saying? And making them flourish and taking businesses to the next level. And, you know, that's one thing that I'm learning from him, entrepreneurship. Because me, I always been an entrepreneur, always been business-minded, but Ross is next level.
Yeah.
So when I learned from him, it's deeper than rap. You have to establish business. You have to have 10 to 20 different sources of income. You know what I'm saying? You have to create those different incomes, because it's about, like you said, longevity, right? And after a while, the rap shit, it's an expiration date on it. That's for anybody, you know? Some guys are lucky enough to stick around, but while you sizzling, you want to establish other establishments. So when the rap shit comes sizzling down, you still able to be great. You still able to live your life. You still able, you know what I'm saying, to provide for lineages. And that's my goal. You know what I'm saying? Generational wealth.
And you can bring that into the city, like back to Boston, like move that into that's important.
That's my plan, bro. Because as we sit here, this is a part of the creation of the Boston industry. Because for a long time, it wasn't an industry. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Brandon is a big part of that, bringing this shit together, because it's important. You go to New York, you go to LA, it's a scene there. You know what I'm saying? In Boston, for a long time, it wasn't a scene. We had to establish a scene. And like I said, right now, I feel like we at our strongest point that we ever been. Right now. You know what I'm saying? As a team, not as an individual. Because me, I done had my wins as an individual. But it's really not about that at the end of the day. It's about the city. It's about the land. It's about the dirt, making that shit rich. Making the soil rich so other seeds can grow out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't want this shit to be a barren land. We want this shit to be rich, the soil to be rich, so other seeds can prosper and grow out of this shit, man. You know what I mean? That is my ultimate goal.
Hey, guys. This episode is sponsored by the podcast Woody Two Shoes, hosted by comedian Thatcher Wood. Other than being a really good friend, Thatcher is one of the funniest comedians and podcasters I know. Woody Two Shoes is available on all podcast platforms. It's a comedic podcast where he interviews a different interesting person each week, and they get into a bunch of different topics. You should subscribe to his YouTube channel too. At 100 subscribers, he's giving away merch. At 500 subscribers, he's giving away a PS5. That's right. Yeah, a PS5. So make sure you go subscribe to Woody Two Shoes on YouTube, and follow Thatcher on Instagram at Wood Two Shoes. 2 is in the number. Wood Two Shoes on Instagram. Let's get back into it. Why do you think there wasn't that here before?
You know, the crabs in the barrel mentality, you know. We don't got to tap into names and shit like that.
No, of course.
But I just feel like, you know, it was older artists that, and maybe it wasn't their fault, because Boston has never yet to have, on a rap tip, they're Tom Brady, they're Larry Bird, right?
Yeah.
We had it in the sports. You know, we had Big Papi. We had Bill Russell. We had Paul Pierce. But in the rap game, we haven't had that yet. So it's like Game of the Thrones in Boston, right? Everybody want this seat. Everybody want the seat, man. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it just for years, man, it just was a crab in a barrel rat race mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Ruins everything. Like,
absolutely, it does.
The day before I started this podcast, I was at a show, and everyone except for one friend, shout out Thatcher Wood, everyone told me not to start a podcast because there were too many podcasts.
That's crazy.
There's not a pie with a certain amount of slices. Like everyone could win if you fucking put the work in.
Absolutely.
And everyone has fans. Like people keep want more content. Like that's why my producer studios is called Too Much Content. Is because there's never too much content.
There's never enough content. And the whole thing is like you said about the pies, right? You know, look how many different goddamn pizza pies it is. Look how many different pies you got. You can get a pineapple pie. You can get a pepperoni. You can get an anchovy. You can get an anchovy and a pineapple and a pepperoni, right?
Yeah.
So it's enough to go around, man. Whether you an anchovy pizza or you a motherfucking pepperoni, you still a slice.
But people think it's cheese and pepperoni.
That's it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're all cheese, man. So, you know, the thing with me, another thing that gives me drive, and I get the kick out of proving motherfuckers wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they doubt me and they think it's over, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm a big wrestling fan, right? And I used to love when motherfuckers thought it was over for Hulk Hogan, right? And Hulk Hogan, he be on the ground. They be doing the tap. They be like, 1, 2, and that motherfucker be like, right? And then, when he do that shit right there, you know that leg drop coming, it about to be game over. And you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at Bulga, like, just like this shit's a marathon, just like going back to the Boston Marathon, right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't make it over Heartbreak Hill. A lot of people, that's where they give up. That's where they quit. Once they get to Heartbreak Hill, they tap the fuck out. Me, that's where I'm at. I'm at Heartbreak Hill right now. And then I just be saying I need people like you along the side, man. Just give me a drink of water on my motherfucking journey on this marathon. I'm still running. I don't stop. The water might spill or whatever, but I'm going to drink that motherfucker down and I'm going to keep going. You feel me? So yeah. I tell anybody, man, it's a marathon. If you thinking it's a 100-yard dash, you ain't going to make it.
And people get so discouraged, like, by shit not working, but that's why you can't do it for anyone else. You got to do that shit for you. Like, if you run that marathon, you don't win shit. If we're keeping on that analogy, like, you don't win shit other than the pride that you feel in yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's how I feel about this. Like, I don't care what comes from it other than the, like, pride I feel, good at, like, how I feel about it. And in that, in turn, other people want to see that.
Because the love, like I told you, taking it back to the love, if you got love for something, the money gonna come. It's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of time before the money come. And anybody, you know, they saying, oh yeah, the podcast shit ain't, man. Motherfuckers is getting $1 million checks off of this. You know? Like, the way you moving, Boss Stu about to call 2022. Smoke said it first.
Damn.
Yeah.
That means a lot. Like, damn. Thank you, man.
Bro, I'm serious, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when B got at me, I said, yeah, we definitely got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I see the potential and you know what I mean, what homie doing, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we just talking about, you just did some real big interviews. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I'm doing one right now. Shit,
absolutely.
We're doing a huge one at Sneaker Junkies. Like,
absolutely, this is major. You know what I'm saying? Look at the seats we send in. You know what I mean? The throne. So I just feel blessed, man. You know what I'm saying? To be able to have this conversation. You know, to be able, you know, from anybody out there, I look at all the greats. When I do an interview, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to put pieces of jewelry, man, you know what I mean? To put jewels in the jewelry box. And for me, the jewelry box, that's your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we here for, big dog.
When people are saying that you can't do it, it's just them telling themselves they can't do it. You know, like it's the resistance in their mind.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, I tell people all the time, like, if you look at the rap game, rap is still fairly new. You know what I'm saying? Rap compared to every other genre is a baby.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we still learning, we still coming up. That's like for me, like my pops, big supporter of my music now. But it took a long time to get there. You know what I mean?
But he also did sign your first deal.
Absolutely. Now, the thing is, though, but I had to prove to him, you know what I'm saying? Because it was times when, you know, Pops from the old school. So he came up playing ball. He was a real good ball player. And me, you know what I'm saying, at times, you know, me being a lefty, shit, once upon a time, man, I had a wicked jump shot. So, you know, that's the kind of lane that he wanted me to go into. So the rap shit was like a pipe dream, you know what I'm saying, for him, especially when I started this shit. So through the years, through the work, I had to prove to him. And it then, you know, when he really started believing in this shit, when he woke up one morning and he go get the Boston Herald every day. He got the Boston Herald one day and he looked at the front page and I was on that motherfucker with like 4 chains on and all my splendor, you know what I'm saying? And he called me and woke me up like, ow, ow. I was like, damn, I thought something happened. And he was so excited, man. And it's like, ever since that day, you know what I'm saying? That's what I say. You got to prove people wrong. You got to show them because they might not know. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell anybody, your parents, they want the best for you. They want you to be a doctor, a lawyer, an architect, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like the rap shit, the podcast thing. They don't see the success like that every day in that. So you have to prove to them. And, you know, you should have fun in proving to them. You should take it as, you know, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I was born to do. So it shouldn't be like a task. And, you know, people say, Dan, how you keep going? Because I love this shit. I eat, sleep, shit, this rap shit, this music shit. You know what I'm saying?
When you get something like a cover, do you enjoy it? Do you get to enjoy it? Or is that just like another thing and you move, like it's just like, oh, that's cool, I have to go on to the next thing?
Man, for me, being on the front of the Boston Herald, man, I hit the motherfucking roof. Anytime I see anything or I do anything, it's like a new feeling for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm trying to chase that feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, that shit put a new energy in me every time. I feel like it put another quarter in my tank because it let me know that I'm doing the right thing.
And getting support from the city.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like you always got that, or do you feel like you needed to like go away to then come back and get it?
For me, I feel like I was one of the fortunate ones, all right, to where I got support from the city early. You know, I feel like I was shown support, you know, from, you know, different certain lanes. I didn't get support, but that grew over the years. You know what I'm saying? At the time, the right people wasn't in position. That got a lot to do with it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At those times, it might not be the right person in position that want to see you win, or they might not see your vision. So I had to work through that, and I outlasted all of those guys to where now, you know what I'm saying, I get the support from the city. You know, it's a few more, you know what I mean? It's always room for more support.
Yeah.
Right? But I feel like that's all up to you because people going to go off of your energy. So if they see you moving, they're going to move. They see you take 10 steps, they're going to take 10 or take 20. But if you out here bullshitting, ain't nobody going to support that.
Well, that's what I loved about that event we had is like, yeah, you signed to Ross, but you brought it back to the city and you made it like, what can the people in the city get, like, enjoy this, like, put it on for the, it's not like you just left and did that. Like, you can use that and put on, as you say, build a foundation.
Absolutely. And, you know, Boston is my launching pad, right? So it's important for me to cater to my city. You know what I'm saying? To share this moment with my city, right? To bring it back. It's, to me, that was kind of like, and you know, I make a lot of sports analogies. You feel me? Because we from the city of champions. So for me, that was like the parade ride to show everybody the trophy. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's important to me. So to share that moment with other great minds, you know what I'm saying? The other people that's on the front line with this scene, it was special. Definitely.
What do you see for the future? Like now for Boston, like what do you want? Like, what do you see for?
I see Boston being up there with the Atlantas, the New Yorks, the LAs, the Chicagos, the Floridas. I see us finally making our mark inside of this game. But it's going to take, you know what I'm saying? We still kind of got the crab in the barrel mentality, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of these bigger artists, a lot of artists that got names out here, we need to start coming together, man, you know what I'm saying? And working together. You know what I mean? We ain't got to be buddy, because I ain't really out here to make too many friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here to make money. But when it comes to this city and for the overall look of the city, that's why Atlanta is who Atlanta is. You know what I mean? You're going to get Thug on the record with Future. You're going to get Future on the record with Baby. You're going to get Future, Thug, and Baby on the record together. You're going to get Gunna on that record. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, in Boston, the camaraderie has to be different. It has to change. You know what I'm saying? We can't look at each other like we playing tennis, right? We got to look at this shit like it's a football game or a basketball game, and we all on the same team. And somebody got to throw the ball. Somebody got to catch that motherfucker. Somebody got to line up the kick. Somebody got to kick it through the goals. And that's how I see it.
I feel like you don't have any projects out on like major streaming, like albums and shit. Like,
Hey,
I feel like that could be a change.
yes, you know, my new project coming out on Maybach Music, my first project, 100 million ain't enough, top of the year. Now,
And that's your first project ever out on major
Yes.
streaming platforms.
yes, and like, you know, made in the last shit. It's been a long time, man, since I put out a full project. And I tell everybody, for me, that's a blessing, right? Because I've been able to maintain my position and still be at, you know what I'm saying, the top of the realm in Boston off of records alone. And I watch guys put out a lot of projects, and me, it just been off of singles. You know what I mean? Music. With me, honestly, always searching for the perfect moment, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that, my brother Rock, long live my brother Rock, man. He used to always tell me, yo, Smeeze, man, you got to put out this fucking music, man. Like, bro, you treat this shit like the Book of Eli. You ever seen that movie with Denzel?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother used to always tell me that shit. Like, bro, you got to put this shit out, man. You treat this shit like the Book of Eli. Now, that come from me being a perfectionist. Always want my shit to be, you know what I mean? I'm always shooting for a classic. And now, mind you, I got fucking 300 songs in a laptop, right? But it just never been a project that I put out. And another thing was, when my brother passed away, I was kind of focusing on my team. So the few projects that I did put out was like compilations.
Yeah, but 20 years is a long time to look for a moment.
Yeah, but nah, when I say 20, I mean how long I've been rapping, not how long I've been taking this shit serious. You know what I mean? Because I'll be like within the last.
But like however long it is, like it's a long time to find that moment.
Absolutely.
And it must feel special to be at that moment, or is it scary, or is it?
It's a little bit of both. I'll be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because like people don't judge you. They're not going to judge you off of what you did to get here. They judge you off of what you do when you get there.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you want Maybach music, what you going to do with it? You know what I mean? And that is the thing for me, to show everybody, to prove to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we planted by the water, and we really going to make this shit happen for the city. You know what I mean? And finally get that win in the finals.
But people probably who don't like see that and they're like, oh, but you've been fucking working with them for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like, this is still a long process. People think you said like 10 years to be an overnight success, or 20 years to be an overnight success. It's like, nah, the grind, you have to put the grind and the time in to find that moment. You got to chisel away to get the statue.
Yeah. And you know, just like you said, that chisel away. It's like the meme. You ever seen a meme where the guy's in a cave and he's chipping away and the diamond's right there and he got like a little ass thin layer and he just turn around. You know what I mean? That's what this game's like. You gotta, like you said, you gotta keep chipping away at this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, coming from where we from, coming from New England, we apart. It's like, you know, Christopher Columbus when he fucking first landed. Like, we some of the new founders. So it's like, excuse me, it's like, this is all new territory. So we're still learning as we go along, as we're building this foundation. You know what I mean? I'm one of the forefathers of this shit. I'm not the originator, but this new era, definitely one of the forefathers.
You are, and you can do it, and you're showing that it can be proven. Like, even after such a like you said, it's the best year, which I agree, but that's coming off of what some people would say is like the worst time. Like, you have to be able to adapt to the situation. Absolutely. I think that's what it proved, is that, all right, we can adapt. Like, if you can adapt to what happened, then you can adapt to anything, and that shows the true people who are going to pull through and be the next chapter, who adapted.
Definitely. And I agree. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I take pride in being able to adapt. I take pride being a chameleon in this game. I take pride being able to blend in with my surroundings. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that been able, you know, to keep me at the forefront. But it's bigger than Boston. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's about taking this Boston shit nationally. No, not only nationally, worldly. And making an impact and making it stick and last forever. You know what I'm saying? And I know I can't do it by myself. But with the great supporting cast that we have right now, it definitely could be done.
Man, salute. Thank you so much for doing this, for real.
Oh, God.
For real. Like, this is an honor. Thank you to Sneaker Junkies for having us.
Shout out
to
Sneaker Junkie, man.
This is just the beginning. Like, every time a success happens, it's just the beginning to another. Like, every time you get to the top of a hill, there's a mountain next to it.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's just this whole night, this is historic in itself, right? We on Newberry Street. You know what I mean? Every time Ross come to Boston, he like, man, I got to go to Newberry, man. We got to see what they got over there, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, the fashion side, because, you know, for me, the fashion is important. Like the rap, them shits go hand in hand. You know what I mean? So that's like me, man. My DG collectives, we pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like this piece right here.
That jacket's hard as shit.
Look, man, you know, I got to get up, just show in the back, man, if we could. All in there, yeah, the fast life, man, you know, designed by yours truly. So, you know, I got this hat actually out of here, man. If you got, this shit is clean with the, you know,
it matched the jacket perfect. The first thing you walked in, saw that.
And you see that?
Yeah.
See, that shit that's meant to happen. You know what I mean? That shit was just staring at me. As soon as I came through the door, it was on the shelf. And I said, yo, I got to wear that in the interview.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shout out to Sneaker Junkie. You know what I mean? And shout out to you, bro, for having me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to be able to share this platform with you, bro.
Man, it's a blessing to have you on. This is the beginning, man. I can't wait 5 years, 10 years looking back at this shit.
Me too.
You know, seeing where that shit goes.
Absolutely, man. You know what I mean? And I know.
And I'm excited for the album drop. We didn't even talk about music the entire, like,
I know, man. It gets like that, bro.
It does get like that. But like, honestly, I've just been like wanting to hear your shit. Like ever since you played that shit at the, I've just been wanting to hear it. I can't wait.
Yo, bro, I can't wait for the world to hear what I got.
When's it dropping?
Top of the year.
All right.
The tentative date hasn't been locked in yet, but definitely first quarter. We going hard, man. 100 million ain't enough. Be on the lookout for that. Definitely going to be a classic for years to come.
Thank you so much for coming on. Everyone, check out Smoke Bulga's shit. Check out his clothing. Check out his music. Where can they follow you?
Follow your boy, Instagram, Smoke Bulga DG. That's Smoke BULGADG. Follow your boy, man. You know what I mean? You might get to see a little bit of anything on there. My life like a movie, real language.
For real. Thank you for coming on. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time. Peace.